going. How's it going, guys? Welcome to After Hours, where we already drank quite a bit and we're starting a podcast now. In case you didn't know what the name of the podcast is, it's After Hours.
After when? Hours. Just kidding.
Exactly. After where?
Hours.
After how? Hours. Makes no sense. So we're here.
Yeah, we back again.
We are here.
And in
doing the
like
thing.
semi-old tradition, we're a little drunk before starting this.
Yeah, actually, I feel pretty fine. I feel like
That's
I'm
why I
just
said semi.
semi.
But semi.
Yeah, so today is the 27th of November, day after Thanksgiving. But, you know, we just posted our Thanksgiving, what we're thankful for episode that you're hearing today.
Felt like that was a great one.
That was a pretty good one.
Yeah, felt like a good one. It was good.
And this isn't going to be played for another week, so it's like not going to get played till December. So the first week of December, this is what this is. Yeah. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Future. Time. It's all an illusion.
Reality's suggestion. I love that quote. It's so hilarious.
But yeah, so topic for today is replay. Things you've replayed in terms of everything: games, movies, TV, anime, music.
Yeah. By now, you should be getting used to the categories. we do this, like, we started out with a few, we developed into like 2 more, and we're good with it.
Hell yeah. But you know, the random for tonight is that Darren is planning something for his birthday, and my birthday is technically tomorrow, but by the time you hear this, it'll be probably like a
6 days.
a week after my birthday, basically. So, yeah, I'm turning 28. Exciting. I'm gonna be 28 on the 28th.
Hilarious.
I said that earlier, and it just sounds cool. it just does.
It does. To be honest, I forgot how old I am.
You're 32.
I don't know how old I am, dude.
You're 33. You're
One of the two.
You're gonna be 33.
Yeah. Either way, to be honest, I literally stopped, like, because I usually don't do things for my birthday, like, literally since I was like 18, I stopped caring about my birthday.
Well, you know, your birthday's around a holiday.
It is. It really is.
So
That's
it
why,
always
like,
gets swept under the rug, you know?
No,
same with mine.
No, it's not that it's around a holiday. It's literally that I don't really give a shit about my birthday. I've never made a big deal about it. And over the years, I feel like people are just like, it's there, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The weird thing about having your birthday around between 2 major holidays is like, hey, either people notice or they don't. And I chose not to make a big deal about big deal about it. So obviously, people are gonna sweep it under the rug. I kind of swept it under the rug as well because I don't really give a shit. Like, Christmas is great, New Year's is great.
Yeah, no,
all that time in between.
To be fair, though,
yeah,
you know, birthdays always felt forced.
Yeah, they
you know,
to be honest, they kind of do. Like, I might be coming from a skewed perspective because, like, there's 2 major holidays between my birthday, and I'm like,
and my birthday is always right before or right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, everyone's like, oh, I'm spending money on holiday gifts on Black Friday, so have a good birthday.
It's like, good luck with your presents.
That's normally how it is, but, like, recently, I guess not recently, but, like, just, like, this year, I've been getting birthday gifts, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Before my birthday, obviously, but it's nice. My grandma gave me $100 to go buy clothes. I'm like, yeah, I need pants and stuff.
It's like, I need things.
That helps a lot. Thank you, Grandma. I really appreciate it. I think last year she got me socks, which are socks I wear all the time now. They're the Transformer socks that I have.
Nice.
Random. But and then my Nelly uncle and aunt were like, hey, you just got a new bed. Here's a new comforter blanket thing. which is really nice. I really enjoy it. It's very comfortable.
Oh, so you already got all your presents already?
I wouldn't say I got all my presents, but I've gotten.
You got some.
I've got some presents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good. But
and
at the same time, so
but to be honest, like I'm not used to getting presents at all.
Really, that's interesting because like most of the times, like around my since my birthday is really so close to Christmas, it's like, hey, this is your birthday and
Christmas present.
It's
yeah,
like,
so it better be doubly as good.
Yeah, no. Typically, it was usually like a pretty like really good gift.
Mm-hmm.
It was usually that. It just wasn't like, okay, well, we're gonna have cake and food on my birthday.
Heck
like
yeah.
it became that kind of a scenario for like always my birthday. So like I was always like, hey, I don't really give a shit if you give me something on my birthday as long as you got me something cool for Christmas.
Yeah, I'm making my own cake tomorrow.
The fuck is wrong with you?
But you know, like
Just be you saying that, I'm gonna grab you something tomorrow. Because I'm gonna punch you in the face, probably.
Because I bought myself red velvet cake, which is one of my favorite cakes.
Dude, red velvet is the best type of cake.
And then I got cream cheese frosting for it.
Oh.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm excited to make that tomorrow.
Two of the best things there are for cake. To be honest, one of the only ways I'll eat cake. Like, the only way you could have topped it was, like, say that it was a buttercream cake. Or a buttercream frosting.
Buttercream, yeah.
But at the same time, I normally try to stay away from, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm a 50-50 on this. Like, I like the taste of sweet things, but I don't like sugar or like additives. Like I think the weird thing is I like things that are like naturally sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Like peaches are fucking great.
Yeah, like they have nectar in them, and then it's like so many fruits and vegetables have like
Mangoes.
Yeah, like various forms of nectar in them, and like they taste sweet. I love those things, but I can't do like sugar.
Like
or
things like sugar's just like tossed in there for the sake of like, let's make this fucking sweet.
Yeah, that or like honey. Honey is one of those things that people throw in there. It's like,
Honey's great though.
It is. It's just delicious, but like
as a singer, honey is my best friend.
Dude, honey and granola, fucking delicious.
Hell yeah.
Like, somebody like if somebody makes some good granola, like not the processed stuff, but like literally makes granola and then like has the decency to toast it with some granola, that is delicious.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. So what are you planning for your birthday? It's the 27th. A month from now.
Yeah, literally
December.
a month from now. So hopefully me and Urian might be going to an unnamed location right now to do a podcast, and with a friend that I haven't seen in about a year and a half.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Hopefully we get to do it, and hopefully it's going to be one of my best birthdays yet, because I haven't had one of those in a while. Literally. But it should be fun. Like right now it sounds like it looks like all things are green lighted to do it, and it sounds amazing. Like I really hope it happens, and I really want
it to happen too.
Yeah, like to be
Sounds
honest.
exciting.
To be honest, like in the pandemic, this is one of those things where like it feels like we're kind of gonna take a break from things, but we're not.
Yeah.
Like it's good friends.
Good peoples.
Yeah, we're going from one cool spot to another cool spot, and hopefully it works out.
Hell yeah. With that, you want to get into everything else?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's do this.
Like I said, let's start with movies.
Okay.
One of the movies I've seen most in my life, I've replayed it so many different times.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump. It's a movie I know inside and out.
Really?
Yeah.
To be honest, I've probably only seen this movie like 3 times.
What? That's crazy. I've seen this movie at least over 30, 50 times.
Jesus Christ. To be very honest, this was a movie that was like really influential with a lot of people. Like, to be honest, like when people started this movie, I was like, this is like nearly 3 hours of bullshit I can like, skip because I've seen it already. So anytime like somebody has ever started this movie, I've walked out on it.
Huh.
So I've seen the beginning quite a few times. I've not seen the whole movie through more than 3 times.
I see. It's just a great movie to watch through and through.
I believe it. Because people always start it.
Because people do that.
People do that. People start that movie.
One of my favorite scenes is where he's always like narrating. He's like, he used to tell us to get down, shut up, get down, shut up. And it just like, that was Tex. He was from Texas. And that was Dallas from New Mexico. And then no. Tex, he didn't know where Tex was from. It was most obvious where Tex was from. And it was hilarious.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite scenes. It was like, that was Dallas from Phoenix.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Really?
Yeah, you gotta see that
oh
scene.
my god. Like,
it's a good scene.
When he was in the military.
When he was the Vietnam War. Yeah.
The one thing I remember the most from like that Vietnam War series is like, I got $1 million wound. I never sent $1 from that money.
I never saw a cent from that. There was also like Lieutenant Dan, ice cream.
Yeah.
Or that someone was like Bubba
Gun Shrimp.
Just like one of them redneck boys. You believe that?
Bro, like shrimping?
And then he's just like, Forrest, why'd this happen? You got shot. One of the saddest scenes in the movie. But every time I'm playing with my brother online on the video game, he was like, oh, I fucking died. Why'd that happen? You got shot.
Oh god, did you say like one of the saddest moments from a movie?
Just like turn it to a fucking joke, yeah. You got shot.
That's hilarious. I mean, that's the way to play it, though.
But yeah, Forrest Gump, top-notch movie.
Yeah,
9.5 out of 10.
All right. So, with this time of the year being like kind of close, I got to bring up The Christmas Carol, or A Christmas Carol.
A Christmas Carol. I don't think I've ever seen The Christmas Carol.
Are you shitting me? That shit's on every year, multiple times.
I know. Just like you avoiding Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
I avoid Christmas movies pretty often.
Red Ryder BB gun. Oh, everything in that movie is so hilarious.
Okay, you said A Christmas Carol. You talking about A Christmas Story?
Yeah, A Christmas Story. Yes, sorry.
2 different movies.
Yeah,
totally 2 different
Christmas
movies.
Carol. That's a different
that's a whole different movie.
Yeah.
Christmas Story. I know Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Yes. You're gonna shoot your eye out.
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho. It's like, what the fuck? What an asshole Santa.
And he's like, ah! All the way down the goddamn slide. I want to read my BB gun. Oh god, just like, dude, that scene was hilarious, and just the way they bring out the duck at the fucking the Chinese.
Rah 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 rah.
It's like, and then he goes like, he's like, the duck. He's like, what about it? It's still got its head.
It's still got its head. Oh, you don't want that?
He's like, oh yeah. Bop. He's like, ah!
No, The Christmas Story.
Yeah, and like
this is a great one.
Like the kid starts like squealing, the mom starts laughing, the dad starts laughing. It's just like, God, oh, such a great story.
How does a piggy eat?
So,
He's all started and shit.
Oh my god, such a good movie.
It's a pretty good one.
That and like being reminded of like just how much like layers of clothing. It's like,
I can't put my arms down. No, it's classic.
Oh god.
Or just the way the mean ginger kid just laughs. I can't imitate that laugh, but it's just like stop and don't.
Oh my god, everything about that movie, classic. Like they play it every year for a reason. It's classic.
It's a classic.
Oh my god, have you seen that guy like nowadays? Like, he's like 40 years old.
Which one?
The main character.
Ralphie?
Yeah, Ralphie. Like
I haven't seen a picture of him.
he's pretty old.
Probably. That was maybe
But,
like the 80s.
I don't know, dude. Like, but at the same time, like he's getting up there.
He's getting pretty old.
He's getting pretty old. Good old Red Ryder BB gun. The fucking his decoder ring. Drink more Ovaltine.
Drink more Ovaltine?
It's like it's an ad. Oh god. Oh,
Not,
you like that? That just brings you into nowadays where you're like, it's like nowadays if you like click on a link and it's like, oh, that's an ad. Imagine if that shit took a whole month for you to learn that was an ad. You built up so much hype.
Mad.
Built up
Drink
so much
more
hype.
Ovaltine?
Yeah. You built up so much hype within a month and you were just like, this is a fucking ad? Fuck this.
So I'm mad at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. To move on from that. I've talked about this movie quite a few times before, but you guys like haven't heard that episode. We just bring up the movie. Definitely maybe.
Oh no, we brought it up before.
Is something I watch all the time. Not all the time, but I watch it like at least twice a year.
Okay.
Which is
we did
a thing.
We did an episode where we talked about like how we didn't talk about Definitely Maybe the first time because Tilmy got a little wild on that one.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Like I wish we had that episode because that was a good episode.
Yeah.
The audio was just really corrupted.
Yeah.
Nothing I could fix. Nothing anybody could fix because it was saved a certain way and it was just like chopped up and everything and it just made no sense. But yeah, Definitely Maybe. It's definitely a movie I've seen quite a few times. I've replayed it. It's Ryan Reynolds, Rachel Weisz, what's her name? Abigail something or other. She was in the first Scooby-Doo movie.
I don't know I don't know most female actors. To be
And
honest.
it was another Rachel something. But
they were all pretty like the three leading girls were like pretty well-known female characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I still think it's a really great movie. It got introduced to me in my freshman year of high school, and it's like, okay, so I'm gonna be watching this every now and then.
Yeah.
But there's one movie that I wouldn't say is a great movie, a good movie, or anything like that, but it has Sean Connery in it. And
James Wan.
the movie is called League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Greatest movie ever.
It's not a bad movie.
Yeah.
It's just not very highly rated on anybody's lists, you know?
Yeah.
But I remember renting this movie when movie renting was a thing. They had stores for that.
There was no online dispensary.
There were stores for that, and we rented this movie, and I remember us watching it like 10 times that one weekend.
Yeah. Jekyll and Hyde was fucking amazing movie.
Yeah. It's a good movie. I enjoy the movie a lot. I watched it recently, and I don't hate it.
Yeah, it still holds up. Like fucking Captain Nemo.
Yeah.
beast.
Baller, dude.
Baller. Definition of baller.
The
Bro,
dude had,
like, I had, like,
did you
a-
see the size of his submarine?
No, the size of his car alone, like the fucking, what was it, like a 36-cylinder vehicle? Jesus Christ.
That shit was cruising.
Cracked me up when I first saw it. I was like, starting that fucker must drain your entire tank. Because automotively, one of the hardest things to do is start up the car, because it takes a lot of gas to do it.
Yeah.
And then maintaining the running is like half that cost. So 36 cylinders, you need to pump a little bit of extra gas into, and it's like, oh, there's 36 of these. Oh shit, that's a lot. You're probably wasting like a gallon or two of gas just starting it up every time.
You know, my favorite character in that movie was the Invisible Man.
Really?
Yeah, he was the most sensible out of everybody. I feel like he knew, like, oh, we're getting fucked before anyone else knew. But
Yeah.
that's probably because he was just sneaking around and shit.
Mine was definitely Sean Connery.
Oh yeah, he was like,
He's like,
oh, like at the beginning of the movie, he was like, I gotta shoot this motherfucker. He's like, wait, I hate fucking getting old. Brings out his glasses, and then shoots him.
yeah. No, the main thing was like, if you can't do it in one shot, don't do it at all.
Yeah,
And then
right?
he's like, because he was trying to train like the young American.
Yeah,
person. It was
that
like,
motherfucker's like, you shot a lot of rounds, you hit nothing.
it's like if you can't do it in one shot,
don't do it at all. And then he just like shoots and like makes Hyde go the other way.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, classic.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery's birthday.
Do you have any other movies?
I do. Demolition Man.
Demolition Man.
Oh,
Hell
my
yes,
God.
fucking great movie. One of my favorite movies with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies with Snipes.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes. I want to say William for some fucking reason.
But like those two in a fucking tag team in the near near future.
Taco Bell.
Yeah.
It's like, we're going to Taco Bell? It's the only restaurant that survived the collapse.
The funny thing is, like, it's like, I believe that they're talking about like 2024.
Oh yeah?
Which is like 4 years from now. And we're nowhere near that point. To be honest.
I just think it's hilarious. It's like, oh, America has no toilet paper. And you're not allowed. You're not allowed to shake hands, and everything's done over virtual.
Yeah,
it's like, because there's the virtual sex thing. There was the 3 seashells, and what was the other thing I mentioned? There was like the way they greet each other is not.
Yeah, like you like it's a wave. Like it's not a handshake. It's not like any kind of formal greeting. It's like literally like waving your hand in front of each other.
It's like, we're in Demolition Man now.
Yeah. I mean, they did get like the people back in the day got one thing right. There is a fucking disease that's going to come about that fucked us up.
Yeah, and you know, that's always been a prediction by everybody.
Yeah,
Like, or all the smart people.
well, by a lot of people, like by a lot of civilizations, there was going to always be like this weird disease that was going to fuck a lot of people up, and it was going to confuse a lot of like modern science. Because I know that's the way for Hopi culture, is that they were. It's a little weird how well that prophecy fits, but then again, I don't think it's the end of the world.
Yeah. It's everywhere.
Yeah, like a lot of people did it. It wasn't just one place. It was multiple cultures around the world that had this prediction. I mean, to be honest, I don't think they took into those predictions how much we would have as a culturally that we would have, like literally like our ability to fight it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
To be honest, like everyone's handled this very idiotically.
No. What I mean is like, I feel like a lot of people, a lot of like prophecies were like, hey, there's gonna be this great disease that's gonna wipe out a lot of people. I don't think they were taking into account that, hey, we're gonna have a lot of people that are smart enough to combat it.
Sure.
That kind of foresight is limited.
I agree, but at this point, more people have died from COVID-19 than in World War II.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not saying it's not a bad pandemic. It's mainly that it was
not
like,
foreseen that we would have the technology.
Yeah.
We have.
To make the advancements that we did.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like in Hopi culture, the idea of what this is that the people that were left afterwards, the people who survived it, were the people who were chosen to go forward. Which is kind of crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was never like an end of an era. It was always just, you know what? This is going to be hard at one point in time, and it's going to suck for a lot of people, and then there's going to be a lot of people who don't survive it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, the people who do survive are going to be kind of like chosen people. Like, they're going to be the ones who were supposed to live afterwards.
Okay. You got another movie?
I have one more.
Cool. I have one more too.
Serenity.
I have not seen it. I've not seen the show at all.
You haven't seen Firefly.
I've heard everyone I know who's ever seen it has never
Had a bad comment about it?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You know?
Such a...
And then there's the movie.
And you haven't seen the movie
I haven't
either?
seen the movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. I think it's the best... Like, it's one of the best movies for nowadays if you're going to watch it. Like, literally. Like, the idea... Like, so much of it plays into what's going on nowadays. Like, literally, it's about politics. Sort of. In a sense. It's like, okay, well, there's this overwhelming force that wants to control the entire galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Not, well, the galaxy in the sense that it has a military force that's capable of implementing its own rule upon multiple planets.
Okay.
So, that rule is kind of like it's a good rule over, like, the rule is, for the most part, good, because all it wants to do is make sure that everybody has a fair chance at everything, and it wants to eliminate bad things from happening. But in that same sense, eliminating bad things from happening, they are going to limit what people can do.
Yeah.
So, instead of trying to convince people they should be better, they are trying to develop a drug that's going to make people better, that's going to make people choose like, quote unquote, better choices.
Sure.
That drug ends up making a lot of a population on one planet go either one, completely docile, and they end up like literally killing themselves because they don't want to do shit, or the completely opposite. It makes them entirely crazy to the point that they go insane and their brain is fighting against everything that is trying to control them. So they became completely insane to the point where they were like cannibalistic.
Interesting.
And that's like that's a weird play on like all of politics nowadays.
Yeah.
In my idea of it.
For sure. I'm not, it's on my list. It's actually on the top of my list to watch. The series and then the movie.
What I was talking about, you have to like, you have to dig deep for this idea. Like,
Sure.
But like the movie itself, great movie. I rewatch it all the time because it's just like, you know what? I just like the storyline as well. Like Firefly, I watched Firefly so many like 2 times, which is saying a lot for me because I don't watch shows through at all. But like that movie gets me.
Heck yeah.
It's like one of the main quotes from that movie is like, I aim to displease. I aim to be what do you call it? I aim to be chaotic or some shit like that. It's like it's like I aim to be not unproductive. It's like he just goes on about like it's an idea of like freedom of choice.
No, yeah, that makes sense. My last movie that I've seen, I feel like I've seen this movie at least 15 times.
Yeah.
Yes, Man. You've seen this movie
Yes.
with Jim Carrey?
Yeah. Zoe Deschanel.
Hilarious movie. Fucking hilarious. It gets me every time. Like that scene where he just tapes his fucking face up and then his boss is like, wait, what the fuck? That scene cracks me up so and you're just like,
bro, when he goes to the fucking when he goes to the party he invites him to as fucking
the
Harry Potter.
Yeah. And then there's just like Dobby in the background and he's just like, oh gosh. There's also that moment where oh shit, he first starts the covenant of saying yes, and his friends are like, oh, you gotta say yes to everything, so we're doing this, and he's playing like Dance Revolution at that bar.
Yeah.
And then afterwards
when he gets into the fight,
yeah, he fucking throws a fucking punch. He's like, I'm the wrong guy. He's like, well, you gotta start being the right guy.
Dude, that's one of my most favorite scenes. It's like you hit the wrong guy. It's like, well, maybe you need to start being the right guy.
He's like, I'm right here. He's like, holy shit, that's hilarious.
And he goes, every girl should know what it's like to go to a ballet.
To a ball.
To a ball, yeah.
Oh, man.
And she's like, oh, that's so sweet. And then he just gets punched in the face right afterwards. So hilarious. Oh, God.
It's a good movie. I really like that one.
It is. It's pretty hilarious. Especially the fucking, like, at the end scene where there's, like, it's like, I do a running photography. It's like, oh, shit, just running completely, huh?
Yeah. Like, the beginning of the movie, you just hear Journey. You know, his ringtone. And it's just great. Good movie.
Dude, what was the guy's name that was convinced him to go to the cinema?
I don't remember the actor's name. I don't remember the guy's name. But
it was fucking hilarious. It's like, it's like, you want to see me throw a brick through this window?
No. He's like, you want to throw a rock into that window? No. Ask me if I want to. You want to throw a rock into that window? Yes! And he gets tackled by the security guards and he runs away. Great. It's like, go to the seminar.
Such a good time. And then he fucks with him right at the end. And it's like, has like, donation truck.
The donation truck's like, this is the biggest donation we've ever had. It's like, I know a lot of good giving people. And it's like, you say what? Yes, one. You say yes a million times. Or you say the word once, you say the word a million times, and the word that you said 1,000,001 times is yes, and they're all just standing there naked. It's great.
He's like, what the fuck?
He's like, what's wrong with you guys?
Such a good movie too.
Good, it's a good one.
Yeah.
TV. I feel like I've talked about New Girl enough, but that is something I've replayed most in my life.
So go with another one then.
How I Met Your Mother. I don't feel like I talk enough about. I've talked enough about on the show, but I'm currently almost done again with the show.
Yeah.
Since I started watching the show, 2013, is I watched the show after it ended.
Okay. Yeah.
And, like, I'm a romantic at heart. And Ted always is all about the romance. And, it's like, I get that. I feel that. But, like, as I rewatch it every time, I'm like, Ted is just such a fucking slut. I don't know if you've ever watched the show.
I have.
Yeah.
Okay, so I gotta mention this. I think I've watched the show all the way through, but I don't remember it. At the same time, I've only watched it in parts.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I watched it for like a season when it first started, and then somebody brought it back up to me and was like, hey, you need to watch the second and third season, like, years later. And then I was like, okay.
I mean, it's got good comedy, but, it's very... I don't think it holds up as well.
Yeah. To be honest, you need to have been, like, invested in the show to, like, watch it all the way through. And
True.
I was never invested in it.
I obviously was, I guess, which makes sense. But like that last season where you just like see him interact with the actual mother, like, and then the ending happens and you're just like super mad about the ending. I don't know if you know the ending. I don't want to like spoil the ending for anyone who's watching the show. Like, it's been years, it's over. But if there's someone currently watching the show and I'm just like, I gave it away to you guys, I would be mad at that.
No, just be like, spoiler alert, and then rail off, man. Go on.
No, I can't. But it's a whole thing.
Fair enough. I just remember the last season where the last few, like, this is the part I remember about the last few episodes, is that they never hinted at who it was, and they always they gave a good hint at the last three people, and it was like they were planning the wedding all the way up until this, and it was like they never released it, and then I got like pissed off, and I was like, I'm gonna stop watching this because it's just a fucking baited show.
No. So they at the end of the season before the last season,
yeah,
they showed the mother.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the end of the last season before.
That might be why I didn't know. And then, like, when the fucking
very last season came
when
out.
the last season came out, I was watching it as if it was like a reveal.
No. Some of my favorite scenes are when the mother actually met Barney, Robin, Marshall, and Lily.
Yeah.
Because she met them all before she met Ted. And they didn't even know that she was going to be her.
Yeah.
You know? And they were just so natural and, like, life lessons, whatnot.
Yeah.
It's like, so this is how your mother met Aunt Lily. This is how your mother met Robin. This is how your mother met Barney. This is how your mother met Marshall.
Yeah.
And it just works out so well. And then just the very end of that whole series happens, and it's just like, I don't like that. I really love the mother.
No, it's great, but like at the same time, you get kind of pissed off and like the time dedicated toward it, because it's like, you know what, this person wasn't introduced for a long time. Like it might have been like to be honest, I didn't follow the series that well, but like it might have been introduced really early on, but like at the same time, I didn't see much of this character all the way up until the end. And I just remember them being like, oh, so it's that person.
No, true. I feel like at some point they're like, we're going to milk this for all we can. But at some point it's going to have to end.
Yeah, it does have to end.
Because he has to meet the mother. It's like, How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, that's the entire show.
And I'm just glad they were able to do it right. I'm just mad at the way it ended. There's definitely a alternative ending to the series that they put out.
Yeah, I remember seeing the one where like he ends up with Robin at the end, which is weird. Like the Lily one was like a stretch.
But yeah, I've seen the show at least 7 times over.
I've seen like,
But
weird...
it's a long fucking series.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know if the Lily ending was a fan produced one, but I seen the Lily ending, and I seen the Robin ending. I don't know if either one of those were like fan created, but like those were endings I seen. Not a part of the show. But so, do you have any more for like TV shows?
Yeah, I do.
Because I literally only have one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you already mention it?
No, I haven't. But if you got any more, I want to mention it after.
Okay. So, Parks and Rec.
Okay.
Great show. I love the show. I am a Parks and Rec over The Office type of fan. You know?
Fair enough.
But that's not to take away from The Office. I've seen The Office multiple times. But I've seen Parks and Rec way more times over The Office.
Holy shit! How many times do you rewatch shows? A lot.
I've rewatched quite a few shows.
To be honest,
you have one show.
To be honest,
and like I'm on my third.
To be honest, those are long.
Those are
shows.
long fucking shows. Okay, so
Yeah.
so Parks and Rec is like 7 seasons. First season's like 8 episodes long. I fucking hate the first season of the Parks and Rec.
Yeah. Everybody does.
I just like it. No,
Everybody does.
But I'm so glad it got rebooted for the second season, because the second season is way better than the first, and every season after that is way better than the first. But you know, like I enjoy those characters a lot more than I enjoy the characters on The Office.
To be honest, I think the first season of Parks and Rec is all just story building, like literally just not story building, but character building. And once that character building happens in season 2, they're really into like playing out the funny and everything.
And it's just fucking great.
Yeah,
it really
does.
is.
It works out so well.
Like Andy was one of my favorite characters. He's just so lighthearted and fun, and I don't know. He's just like he's a man after my own heart. That's how I want to be.
Fair enough.
But you know, like at most of the show, he's perceived as like the dumb character. You know,
the simple person.
You know, I was like, maybe he's just simple.
Yeah.
That's a quote from the next show I'm about to tell you about. But yeah, I mean April Ludgate though.
Right? Aubrey Plaza.
She's a crush.
Yeah. Aubrey Plaza. What the hell was that other chick's name that was in there? That became a really good actress.
Rashida Jones?
Yes. Her. She became a thing afterwards. Dude, I like the thing she's doing with Apple right now. Amazing. With
I have no clue what that is, yeah.
It's Rashida Jones and fucking freaking Ghostbusters. What's his name?
There's a few Ghostbusters.
Yes, there is.
There's Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, Rashida Jones, Apple TV. It's a show about them drinking.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That sounds dope as fuck.
like that. I was like,
I'm convinced.
I was like, I need to see this. Please give me this. But it's
I didn't know that was a thing, but that's great.
It's an Apple TV thing, and I'm like, oh, I need this. It was like I'd have 0 Apple products, but I need this.
No, that's great. Yeah, Aubrey Plaza has always been a huge crush of mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you watch her in what do you call it? Dirty Grandpa?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah. I haven't seen everything she's been in, but I've seen probably about like 80% of things she's been in.
Oh, that thing with her like being a stalker in fucking Los Angeles was weird.
Mm-hmm. She traveled out to Los Angeles to meet her Instagram crush.
Yeah.
That was odd.
That was an odd one.
But it was still a good movie.
I mean, it was likable to the point where it like kind of got a little bit creepy. But very good expose on the idea of like following your like following somebody that was not a part of your life.
Yeah,
you feel like you were a part of their lives.
Yeah.
Very good expose. Very well captured the creepiness out of it.
It was something goes to LA or something like that, right?
Yeah, Ingram
goes to. Is it LA?
Yeah, I think it is LA.
Okay, yeah. I have one more TV thing. Then you can tell me your one.
Yeah, I have one. Literally one.
Over the Garden Wall.
This could have been... No, it couldn't have been. Because I didn't watch it all the way through. Well,
you did.
I watched it. I watched it all the way through. I didn't replay it all the way through.
I've made you watch this all the way through.
Yeah.
I remember showing this shit to you. It was like, your favorite quote was, "I want to steal."
No, dude, the fucking horse was amazing.
The horse is great.
He's like, you have freedom of choice. What do you think? I want to steal. It's like, what the fuck?
Yes. That's.
Oh god. It was like, let's hear what the horse has to say. I want to steal.
Yeah. I was like, oh, we just got directions from the horse. It's like, who's that? He's like, oh, it's me. He's like, I've been talking to you this entire fucking episode.
Yeah.
You were just laughing at me.
Yeah. And then it was like, you know what? Let's take an opinion from this character because we haven't been listening to this person all the time.
It's like, who's that? It's like, I'm the horse.
I'm the horse. I want to steal.
I want to steal. Oh gosh. But yeah. Over the Garden Wall has so many great moments. One of the best moments is when they're not in the unknown, and it goes back to that part like right before they go to the unknown. You know?
Yeah, where like it really like I don't know like that you have to question it at that point. It's like, did they go through this entire experience and like because they both remember it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, did they both go through this entire experience and then come back to reality, or was it just literally like
from what I've heard, this whole entire story is based off of a German folk tale.
Really?
Yeah.
Can we do? Can we pause real quick?
It's break time. We'll have to do that later. So we're back. We were just talking about Over the Garden Wall.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to be said about it, but
yeah,
we don't
good
have
times.
to. I'm pretty sure I'll bring it up in another episode. Talk about more things from it.
Yeah.
What's your one TV show?
Oh, mine is truly the only thing I've really ever rewatched is Breaking Bad.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I've never seen Breaking Bad all the way through.
Really?
I've started it. I think I got through the second half of the third season, and then I just stopped.
Why? It's so good.
No, I'm not saying it's bad. I definitely enjoyed it. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know why I stopped. I really don't. I just did. Same thing with what's the TV show called? With the dragon porn?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. I'm glad you understood what I was talking about.
Dragon porn. I like that reference.
Yeah. It's like I've watched 4 seasons, Game of Thrones. Didn't watch any seasons after that, but then I watched the last season.
Yeah, season 8, where like the fucking final battle happens.
Yeah, and each episode was like an hour and a half long.
Bro, every episode was so great.
Yeah. I very much enjoyed the last season of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But not to take away from Breaking Bad. Tell me what you loved about Breaking Bad.
Just the drama in general. Like, literally, like, it's such a... the entire ordeal of having, like... It gives you the full sense of being... Well, not the full sense, I guess, but, like, it gives you a sense of what it means to be a drug dealer. Because, like, it's not easy. Like, in the sense that people think, like, hey, I'll just flip these drugs and it'll be easy to, like, do all this. And, like, no. It goes into, like, the ideas of being, like, how do I launder the money? How do I make sure that somebody's not going to kill me over this? How do I make sure that that I'm not infringing on somebody's territory? And then it becomes like, hey, if I become too profitable, people take notice. It literally confronts a lot of the ideas that you think that you don't think of when, like, that the average person wouldn't think of when becoming a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Like if you decide, like, I would think a lot of people who didn't know the, like, underworkings of, like, drug dealing would just be like, hey, why don't I just sell drugs? It's like, well, there's a lot of reasons why. Because you could end up dead. It's like, a lot of people will kill you over this. A lot of people will talk about this. And how the fuck are you going to keep yourself secret when so many people are trying to expose you for it?
Yeah.
And then it just becomes this entire ordeal with him and how he did it. And then how he's a brilliant scientist overcoming all these challenges.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. Like,
He's a chemist.
Yeah.
Science, bitch.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite memes that came out of the Breaking Bad series. It's like, yeah, science, bitch.
Yeah.
You know? Jesse Pinkman is very much a great character.
Yeah, Aaron Paul.
He has a great character arc.
Yeah. Throughout the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was, like, the main character in the movie.
El Camino.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it.
I mean, you haven't seen it, but, like,
I know
you've heard of it.
I know it.
That's how influential the series is.
Yeah. My older brother really loves Breaking Bad. And, you know, there's also been other shows that have driven off from Breaking Bad, which is Better Call Saul, which I've heard good things about, too.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
I
I just know that, you know, everyone says good things about these things.
Yeah, it's worth a watch if you haven't. I mean, most people probably hearing this and that are convinced by it probably already watched it.
Heck yeah.
But anime.
We're going to anime from that?
Yeah, let's go into anime from that.
Okay. How many anime do you have?
I have 3 mentions and 1 worth talking about.
Okay. I have 5 in total.
Okay.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I've rewatched this plenty of times. I own it on DVD. The entire series.
Yeah.
And it's something I used to watch a lot in college, actually. I remember, like, watching Full Metal Alchemist reminds me of Hot Pockets and ramen noodles.
No Tostino's pizza rolls? What the hell, dude? Like, you're misrepresenting the fan base right now. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, it has a lot of good philosophy in it.
Okay.
At the same time, it tells a great story. It's not boring. It's constantly going, and you're just like, I want to watch the next episode. At the end of every fucking episode.
Yeah.
through and through, I think it's like 9 out of 10. Great anime. Another one that if I start, I'm gonna watch it all the way through right away. That's only because it's six episodes long. I think, did we talk about this last episode? Fully Cooley.
We did. We
Yeah.
did do last time. But, like,
'Kay.
I mean, you can go off about it again. Fully Cooley is completely underrated.
Swing the bat.
In general.
That's all I have to say about it. Is swing the bat.
Yeah. Swing the bat. Like, that series is amazing.
It's a great series. Another one that I'm quickly go through as well is that My Hero Academia. I feel like I've actually seen the show through 3 times.
That's weird. I haven't.
But
I've seen it. I haven't even caught up on it, and I still like vaguely remember the storyline, but like it's still there. I want to rewatch. Like I'm probably gonna take a few like days out of my time off to like rewatch to catch up on it and rewatch some of the finer points of it, because those were some cool, like some of the stuff that happened was really cool.
yeah,
until the point
it has
like,
really good arcs.
yeah,
And the arcs don't take too long.
yeah, they
You know?
really don't.
They happen, and you're like, yes, this is exactly how long these arcs should take in anime.
But at the same time, the build up to them, those take some time.
They take time, but
They take some time.
It's not so long where it's like Dragon Ball Z type of thing, you know?
Yeah, where like the build up's long and the arc is long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But My Hero Academia, I've actually seen 3 times through already.
Damn. I want to finish. I want to catch up. I'm not that it's over, but I want to catch up.
No, yeah. This next spring, I believe, is when they're going to be coming out with new episodes.
That's amazing.
I'm excited. Yeah, let's go with one of your
Okay,
animes.
so one of the only things I've ever rewatched is Kenshin, and I've talked about it a lot because I've watched it multiple times through, and it's weird, like because every time I rewatch it, it seems shorter every time, and that's the weird part. Is like the first time through felt like an eternity. But that's probably because they were releasing like 1 episode a week, like traditional manga, and that time between feels so long.
Mm-hmm.
And then you realize, like, hey, that could be like a day worth of watching.
A day.
Like a year's worth of time could have gone through like these episodes, and then it's like, you know what? That's only like a day's worth of watching. And it's like, if you binge that, that's only a day's worth of watching. And it's like, oh shit, what the hell was I doing? You were just waiting, you literally waiting for the next episode. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it was cool. Like that drew out the storyline. That's where imagination took a lot of play in these storylines, because I mean they ended cinematically like always, and they were just like they were very suggestive in the way that the battle was going to go, and it's like
I feel like a lot of the older animes are very cinematic.
yeah,
You know, not to take away from Rurouni Kenshin, but Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, very very cinematic.
oh yeah, very, like it was always a draw to the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you got the next episode, you were overcome and then still left feeling like you wanted more. That was a great part.
Yeah.
That was that. I feel like that's what left an impact. It wasn't that like the battle continued. It was that the battle the battle was just as great as you left it, and it got more intense until the end. And once it got more intense to the end, it just wanted you to have that conflict resolution at the end more. And then once it never gave you that. But once it did, you felt like, oh shit, this is amazing, because it wasn't just it wasn't just like episode after episode. It was like week after week. All this shit was just building inside of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Most definitely. I get that. That's one. Cool.
That is only one.
'Kay.
So, the other one that I like watched kind of religiously was Dragon Ball Z and / Dragon Ball Kai.
Sure.
Because I stopped watching Z after the what do you call it? After the Cell arc.
Yeah.
The Cell arc. Yeah, the Cell games. It was like kind of over this. I stopped watching it, and then once Kai came out, I was like, hey, they revamped it. And it's like, it's newer.
It's not as long.
Yeah. And then I literally like picked up from the Cell games on into the Buu arc.
From the original series, the person who was directing most of those episodes were real big fans of country westerns.
Really?
And that's why, like, you have those really long scenes of just, like, the wind blowing and everything going on.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that, but like that makes a lot more sense. Now
like, looking back on it, yeah, it makes way more sense.
On it, like, I always wondered why they had those like, and then it was just like wind blowing, and then like they would show like dust rolling around their feet. And shit like that.
They were really trying to portray the suspense.
Yeah,
but they overdid it.
They might have overdid it.
They might have overdid it.
Like, to be honest, I got drawn in by that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I agree.
So
I just hated that every episode was only 25 minutes long. Like, if you're going to do something like that, make your show an hour long.
No, like,
you know?
Show, like, it pissed me off when shows like that happen, where, like, you literally, like, it was like showdown moment, and but like 10 minutes of the episode was showdown, and it was just like, it literally just went between, like, 10 minutes of was literally, like, building suspense between two characters who never moved.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like,
yeah,
all right, this is 10 minutes of nobody moving and nobody saying anything, so fucking get on with the show.
So, I didn't have this on my list, but Naruto has some great fucking showdown episodes.
Yeah? What's your favorite what's one of your first favorite showdowns?
Rock Lee and Gaara.
Really?
Rock Lee and Gaara is what sold me.
Rock Lee just went all out. Tried to go all out against Gaara.
The dude did his thing, you know, like, but
you just
but
fucking got it.
But you know, like, there's so many more in that series. But my absolute favorite in the Naruto series is in Boruto, which is odd to say because it's not technically a Naruto series. Naruto's in it.
I mean, Naruto. I mean, you can.
But the fight between the Tsuzuki, Naruto, and Sasuke. I don't know if you've ever seen the
original one,
the 4 minutes where they fight that guy.
Yeah, the Yosutsu, like when they first encounter him before Baruto jumps in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Such a great fucking scene.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah.
Just when when that came out, everyone was talking shit about Baruto.
Yeah.
And you know, like, to be honest, like, Baruto's more of like a kid's show now than Naruto ever was.
No.
Is how I feel about it.
I wouldn't agree with that.
Whether you agree with that or not, this scene fucking slaps.
It does.
And it's like minutes of them just fighting, you know, and you don't get that in many anime because fighting scenes take forever to animate, and they're just like, let's get this over with. But they went all out with that that scene. Great fucking scene.
I thought you were going to go with something within Naruto before that. I mean, that is a great scene. It is a great scene. I thought you were gonna go with like one of the many fights that happened beforehand.
If I was gonna go with Naruto, I would probably go with Shippuden, Guy Sensei versus Madara. When he goes to the 8 gates.
Okay. You're not even gonna go like even early. Okay, what would you go with like early Shippuden?
Early Shippuden?
Yeah. There's a lot of fights that happen.
Yeah, there are.
There's a lot of fights that happen.
If you can't see me in this moment, people listening, I'm very much like
Pondering
going through all the fight scenes that I know from Shippuden. But you know, I didn't hate Sakura and Granny Chiyo going against Sasori.
Yeah,
that was a good fight scene.
That was a turning point for like Sakura's dynamic within.
Like she was cool at that point, and then she just toppled off again.
Yeah, I think that was it. Kind of sucked because that was her only building point in like the development of the second Sannin, which really sucked because she could have been way more capable than that.
And she probably still can be, but like she isn't.
Yeah, like her only demonstration of it was like at literally the final battle of the war.
Yeah, and she's like, oh well, I can do what Tsunade just did in her ultimate form of the healing of 1,000
her 1,000 healing jutsu.
But you know, we've talked about Naruto a lot beforehand.
Yeah,
we have a whole episode that I'm never probably gonna ever release.
Talking about it.
Talking about Naruto. Another one, an anime that I have that I've rewatched multiple times, and I probably will watch again because it's a fucking great anime. Hunter Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter?
Hunter x Hunter. I usually pronounce it Hunter x Hunter. People hate that.
No. Yeah, like people like just like saying Hunter Hunter.
But you know, that's a fucking great series. It's a fucking great anime. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I've watched it to a point. Which was like the amount of episodes they released on Hulu. And then I had Crunchyroll and a lot of other streaming sites from Japan that at the time I just never really watched them. But Hunter x Hunter, yeah, that was great all the way up until like when I watched it on Hulu.
What part did you get to?
When they were on the ship and then they were practicing after the first trials.
That's so early.
It is so early.
There's so much more after that, and it gets so much better.
But you got to realize, I watched this years ago.
Sure,
so
no,
I remember this. But I remember this all the way up until that. Like, I remember all those details up until that point.
You know, some of Hunter x Hunter, creator of Naruto, took a lot of aspects from Hunter x Hunter to his manga.
Yeah, I do realize that. Same with the fucking One Piece. And same with Dragon Ball, actually. A lot of things, like, one of the things that make Naruto great is that, like, a lot of people came from a lot of different places and made Naruto into the thing it was, which is why it's so synonymous with so many people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, those creators had these passion projects on the side that were also very great.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I can go on about Naruto all the time.
Dude. Same. Same.
But Hunter x Hunter. All the way through to the end, like the end, like the ending episodes of Hunter x Hunter. Like, I don't think I've ever cried that much in an anime.
To be honest, I don't think I've ever cried in an anime.
Sure, like you've told me this before. But, you know, like, I cry all the time.
I mean, a weird flex, but okay.
Weird flex, but alright.
But alright.
But I feel like Hunter x Hunter has made me, like, very emotional.
Yeah, one of the most emotional. Okay.
Yeah. It's one of those animes. You have another anime?
I do. The Fate Stay series,
Sure.
which that one truly did get me emotional. Like Emiya Shiro, fucking
Oh yeah, Fate Stay is a fucking great series.
yeah.
Whether it's Fate Stay Night, Fate Stay Zero, or Fate Stay Apocalypta, they're all really well done.
Fate Khaled, Carnival, Fate Rogue. There's so many. Fate Stay Fake. God, there's so many like different things.
It's a great series, really is. But are we talking about a specific one?
Oh, just literally like Fate Unlimited, which is
Blade Works.
yeah, UBW, which is Unlimited Blade Works.
Yeah. My favorite character was always Alexander the Great.
Yeah?
Series. He was just so
Oh,
boss,
yeah.
dude.
Dude, he was.
He was just on
Dude,
top
Ryder
of it. And,
was like, Ryder was a beast. Ryder was a beast.
oh gosh, his what the fuck do they call him?
Oh, his reality marble.
Yeah, his reality marble was so fucking great.
Yeah,
he took out the assassin like instantly.
yeah.
But
Shiro.
but I really feel like the assassin in that series wasn't hyped up enough. You know?
Yeah, I feel like I really do feel like they underplayed his value. Like no, like
because it almost felt like he was instantly deleted. You know?
and I feel like that's also a part of like your ability to watch it in a sense that was like, hey, he didn't have a lot of build up. He like if you watched it from like the perspective of like it coming out week by week, he was built up. He was hyped like a mofo.
Yeah.
Like he was like, oh, well, nobody knows who he is. Nobody knows who Assassin is because Assassin is many assassins. And then it becomes like, oh, well, if it's many assassins and nobody knows what one assassin is, Legion. He is a Legion.
Mhm.
Like you begin to play on this idea like,
Sure.
hey,
when I watched it, I didn't watch it episode by episode.
Yeah.
Like week by week. I definitely watched it like within 3 days.
yeah. And when you see him do
But given that first episode is like an hour and 15 minutes long.
yeah. When you see him first appear, that's like when the first time you see like 10 of him appear, it's like, oh shit, this guy might overwhelm the living fuck out of every other character.
Sure. Scariest character out of that show, though,
Yeah.
was one of the sorcerers.
Medusa?
No, it was it was off his Fate Stay Night, I think. I forget who he was. Was he like Rasputin?
Oh yeah. That's the one I thought was Jack the Ripper in the last episode.
Yeah.
And the last time we were talking about it. Rasputin was one of the ones that was like literally consuming sorcerers' hearts to gain more power than everybody else.
Yeah, and
And he was doing
he
that.
had the book, right?
Yeah, and he was doing it like discreetly. Like he wasn't doing it like on a mass scale as what do you call it? As Jack the Ripper was, but Jack the Ripper was like consuming tens of people a night, where Rasputin was doing like one every week or so.
Yeah.
And that kind of gives you a build up to how scary Jack the Ripper was. But at the same time, Rasputin, scary as shit too.
Scary as shit. Like, yeah, dude was terrifying. I have one more anime, which I'm not sure if you've ever seen.
Okay.
Actually, it's called Ergo Proxy.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
I watch it like once every year.
Okay.
It's a very interesting anime. It's like one season long,
Okay.
but it's one of those animes where you're just like, oh, My mind is blown every fucking episode. Like, what's going on? I feel like it's very much on par with Cowboy Bebop, but never got the hype for it.
Okay.
And I very much enjoy it. It's a great one that I watch every year. My sister owns it, and I borrow it from her once a year. I think I've had it for like 2 years now because I borrowed it and never gave it back. But yeah, it's very hard to explain what ergo proxy is. But like, you think of a future where people believe in gods and you have proof of that, but so then you just live in an isolated area, city, and you don't leave that city.
That's weird.
It's odd. I recommend it. I very much recommend it.
Ergo proxy.
Ergo proxy.
So, I probably do got one that I didn't write down, which is Claymore.
Claymore. I've seen that, actually.
So great.
Is that 2 seasons long? That's
It's
2
one-
seasons.
it's
Is it just
one
one
season.
season? It felt like 2 seasons.
It felt, yeah, it really did. Like, it's 26 episodes. It was dubbed. It was subbed. Amazing. I feel like it was,
I've seen it once through.
yeah.
In high school,
Yeah.
sophomore year.
The crazy thing is, it's always been, like, prompted, like, oh, it's getting a second season. It hasn't. It's been a while.
It's not going to get a second season.
It's been so long. It's been so long. Like, I literally, like, see, like, when I go to, like, rewatch episodes, I'm like, I see the recent comments where it's like, oh, yeah, like, new season, like, leaked, like, liar.
It's like, shut up.
It's like, no,
Stop.
it hasn't been.
Stop it.
But, like, oh, God. Just the, like, Claire, Priscilla, and Teresa of the Faint Smile. God. 3 characters that will always stand the test of time, which is amazing.
Sure.
Especially Teresa of the Faint Smile. Because she was above the first season and the second season. Well, what would have been the first season and the second season. But
First half of the first season, second
in the
half
manga,
of the first season.
in the manga, she was above the first order and the second order. The third order, she was like mid-level third order.
Okay.
But she was considered like, but she remained in the first order for some reason. I can't remember why. But like she was a ridiculous character. Like she was just she was like, imagine like an OP character just dominating everything. She did that around the world, year round. And she was even better than the second world in front of her. But she was still a part of the first world, and she just created this overwhelmingly, like, good character
Quick question.
from the beginning.
Oh, gosh. So, one of the episodes we did with Tillman was called Supernatural, right?
Yeah.
We never finished it. We never finished Supernatural. But this kind of reminds me upon that point. Did we ever talk about Hellsing?
Hellsing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The anime?
Yeah.
We talked about it? Okay.
Yeah.
If we've talked about it, we don't have to get into it. Cool. There's just so many things we talk about that I just don't know if we've...
Yeah, no, I've brought up I've brought up Hellsing a few times. Good story as well.
Every fucking episode, her boobs get bigger.
Yeah.
And it's just ridiculous. Like,
Dude.
you don't... Like, why? Like, you compare her breast size from the beginning of the series to like the middle, and it's just like, you just keep overdoing it. Like, and that's just a random thing I have to bring up about that. But we're
This-
gonna go. Wait, you have something else?
Sorry. This is the thing I love about Teresa, is that the top 3 best people that were under her, like literally like 2, 3, and 4,
Mhm.
which their ranking was, like Teresa was number 1.
This is back to Claymore, correct?
Yeah, back to Claymore. Like 2, 3, and 4 were the people who were fighting against her, which should have been really closely rated. And then an unknown who very quickly, her potential and skill and raw natural ability was like overwhelming to every other Claymore ever. She even beat her. So you had three of the best and a prodigy, and Teresa defeated all of them without ever releasing 10% of her Yoma, which is their power level, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, she defeated all of them without releasing 10% of her power. And it was just like, I wiped the floor with all of you. And like, it literally forced like all of them to go over 100%, to the point where like one of them went crazy and became a demon and like just obsessed with power. And the only reason she defeated her is because Teresa offered her life instead of death.
Huh.
That's
Interesting.
the only reason she won the like she overcame that battle.
Interesting. So we're gonna take one more break. Cause
Break time.
break time. It's break time. So we're back. We have 2 more subjects left. Correct?
Yeah.
Just what we're talking about. Next one should be games. Correct?
Okay. We
Maybe.
can go with games.
Maybe. Okay.
Definitely.
I have like 5 games actually.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Go with your game then. What's got
Tomb Raider. I played Tomb Raider multiple times. The newer Tomb Raider, not the old ones. The ones that came out in 360 and then it's like the 3 trilogy type thing.
Yeah.
I played the first one at least 4 times over.
Okay.
And it's a really good game. It really is.
It's a hard game.
I don't know if you've seen the movie, but it plays off of the game, but like not really.
Which one? The one with Angelina Jolie or the other one with the new chick? I haven't seen the one.
The newer one.
Okay, I haven't seen the new one.
The newer one kind of plays off of this one, but like it never really says it's actual magic. I don't want to give it away at the ending to that movie because it's a good movie. I actually really enjoyed that movie.
Okay.
I haven't seen it multiple times, which is why it's not on this playlist. This list.
It's not a replay.
It's not a replay. The game is though.
Yeah.
The game is definitely a replay. I enjoy playing this game. It makes me feel cool. Makes me feel like, oh, I am very much an assassin.
Like, I'm a cultured person. Just kidding. No.
But the story of the first one is really great. You've never played.
I don't know what you mean by the first one.
The first one out of the 3 of the new Tomb Raiders.
Okay. No, like, I was like, I've definitely played the first 3 Tomb Raiders, but like then out of the new ones, I've not played any of the new ones. Them? Yeah.
One of my favorite things is that Tomb Raider is a puzzle game at heart.
Yeah.
You know, and they make the puzzles very interactive.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what I really like about it.
Yeah.
And that's the end of my story.
No, the only thing I remember is a stupid game in the second Tomb Raider where they literally made a ledge too far for you to jump. And it ended the game right there.
Ah, nice.
Made me mad.
I think in the second one, actually, was second of the new ones.
Yeah.
There's a zombie mode inside Lara Croft's house.
Okay.
Mansion. That was pretty fun.
Hilarious. I'm glad they did that. But like no, like I remember they had to like redo an entire game for the PlayStation because it was only out on PlayStation. So they had to like reissue discs to the point like to all the people who owned Tomb Raider 2, where they gave them the updated version to the point where I was like, hey, you can actually make it about, like, there was a stupid little, like, jumping point where, like, you could, like, within the physics of the game alone, you could not jump across this gap at all. Like, no matter what you did. Like, if you got yourself the speed boost, you couldn't do it. If you got yourself, like, if you did a glitched jump, you still couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of things, but, like, you always literally end up, like, pixels away from, like, the ledge to get onto it. And it was like, there was virtually no way to actually do this, to get to this next zone.
Yeah.
At all. Like, legitimately, without cheating the game at all. And that's one of the things that turned me off about the entire game. Was like, yeah, it's a puzzle game. You had to do, like, some platforming, some 3D, like, rendering, and then it was like, you ended up at this one point where it was like, this is virtually, literally impossible. Like, you couldn't do it at all.
Yeah. Sure. But yeah, that's one of my games. Another one of my games is Halo. Not just any Halo, but Halo ODST and Reach. We've talked about these two games.
I've done ODST. I've never done Reach.
Two of my favorite games out of the Halo series. And they're not 1, 2, or 3, so it's not even like a Master Chief experience. But we've talked about ODST.
Yeah.
Right? It's very noir. It's got the whole something's going on. We need to figure this out. Which is very exciting for me, I guess. I don't know. But Reach was also one of those ones that was just like, you know how it's going to end. It's already been told in books before this game came out how Reach ends.
Yeah.
But you still play through it and you're just like, I love the experience. I played through Reach probably about like 7 times.
Yeah. The Battle of Reach. That was like that came out during 2. Like Halo 2.
Yeah.
Like it came
the
out,
story.
Yeah, the story came out during Halo 2, and then it just became a thing. And then I remember like so many people being glad that it finally became a game after ODST. It was just like, oh my god, they're finally gonna let us play it out.
and it was great. It really was.
Yeah. Like I've never played it out. I just know that people were like, oh my god, so amazing.
No, we're gonna have to play Reach sometime.
Maybe.
I have it on the 360. I have my 360. It works. We're gonna play this game.
Probably. More than probably.
What game you got? What other games do you have?
I got Apex as I mentioned. Also, Conqueror's Bad Fur Day. It's also mentioned because I've mainly talked about it a lot.
You've talked about it.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid, also mentioned a lot. The only one I really haven't mentioned is Tekken.
Tekken.
How much I was in love with Tekken from the second Tekken on.
Tekken 2.
Yeah, Tekken 2.
Very much an arcade game.
Yeah. Arcade game way before it was like a console game. Well, in the United States anyway.
Yeah.
But just the story, like Jin Kazama and fucking Kazuya Kazama. Oh. Like it got you.
I don't know what that means, but
and then
great.
Like
I remember playing Tekken.
Then the movie they did on it, like, oh Jesus!
I remember playing Tekken as a young kid, and the only person I would play is the break dance motherfucker. You know,
Eddie Gordo.
Eddie Gordo. Yes. But, anybody could play that guy.
Yeah, he's button smash guy.
He's the button smash dude.
Yeah. It's pretty funny because, like, the guy that I was talking to you about, the professional, like, well, I don't know, not professional Tekken player, but, like, the Tekken tournament guy that I lost to, fucking, I played Eddie Gordo against him, which was like a constant. Like, if anybody played and has played Eddie Gordo, you can definitely button smash the shit out of him and like have a volley of constant attacks.
Yeah.
This guy could fucking defend all of them.
That's
like
crazy.
literally, like he could parry every move, and I was just like, the fuck is going on here?
This is impossible.
Yeah, it was like parry, 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 parry. And it was like, oh fuck, this dude, he could do small parries like a motherfucker, and just be like, he could do a combo, like a 5-foot combo, and at the end like do a heavy parry, and then just fucking dominate after that. And I was like, oh, so I can't even button smash against you. That's fucking cool.
I mean,
but that's
professional
what
player.
Yeah, but like that's what a tournament player does. Is like he's able to get around those things.
It's for the monies.
Yeah, he's like, this is for reals. This is for realsies. You want to play? This is for realsies.
So
yeah.
Another game I have down for replays is Breath of the Wild.
The game you forgot
Zelda.
about last time?
Yeah.
Okay, dope.
Yeah, because technically I've not finished this game.
Gross. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I
it can't be a replay.
but I can very easily finish this game. I've chosen not to.
So it's
but-
not a replay.
Be quiet. But I've definitely played this game more than most people have. Maybe.
Lies.
Maybe.
Because you haven't even finished it.
I haven't finished it. But I do love going across this fucking terrain that they've built.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
What? Why was that a question?
I think it's funny.
But, like, I've gone through and through everything that you can do on this game. Other than beat Ganondorf. I can beat Ganondorf very easily. I know I can. I just have chosen not to do it.
Yeah. That kind of sounds like me at the end of Final Fantasy 11. Where I'm like, I could beat Orphan. And then I get like through the first 3 phases of Orphan, and then the final one comes up, and I'm like, why the fuck is this a phase? But that's like Final Fantasy games for you. It's like, how many fucking versions of you do you have? It's like you beat one, and then it's like, oh yeah, it gets a little harder after that. And it's like, oh yeah, well no, there's another one after this though. And then there's another one after this. And then it's like, how many fucking versions of you do I have to fight?
Yeah, I feel like it's very much Zelda though. At the same time, because
Yeah, I get it.
There's like the one boss and the second boss and the third boss, and
Yeah.
in a single area.
Yeah. Like, that's the only thing that annoys me about like Final Fantasy games is like literally you do a full fucking final boss fight with one character, and then it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna restart this. Only you just expanded all your resources on this first battle, so we're going into the next battle.
Now you have no resources.
It's like, you have no resources. Just rely on your tactics alone. It's like, fuck you.
Well then.
And then it goes into like, it literally just goes in deeper and deeper, and then like even on Final Fantasy VIII, like literally what it does to you is it literally the game literally like takes all of your magic. It forcefully tries to take all of your magic the first round through.
Mhm.
So your strongest magic for every character will probably be taken from it if you don't go into the second phase fast. Like, if you don't beat the first phase fast enough, you're going to the second phase drained of all your magic.
Interesting.
And then after that, you go into a third phase where you literally have to defeat it without having any magic, any items, and you're fucking always at a disadvantage because every other move is always one that puts you into a critical mode. And it's just like, how the fuck do you fight this thing?
Yeah.
And it's a little annoying sometimes.
Another one that I think you and I both can agree upon is Smash Bros.
Oh, goddamn.
We've definitely replayed
Yeah.
Smash Bros. A couple times.
Yeah.
Great fucking game.
I like how the metal version is always like the beginning battle now, where it used to just be like the ending battle.
Like the boss before the boss.
No, actually, like I think in the first one, like if you defeated the hand, the magical hand, like the metal version was like the surprise character at the end.
The Metal Mario.
Yeah, like Metal Mario was always like the thing after the magical hand.
I always thought it was right before. I could be wrong. But yeah,
I feel like it was like originally like if your first playthrough, it was after the magical hand, and then it was like anytime afterwards, it was before the metal hand. Because it used like,
but
because I only remember that because it was always like, hey, a secret character has arrived, and then it was like Metal Mario.
yeah. Holy shit! Like you're bringing me back to the very first Super Smash Bros.
Yeah, yeah,
N64 type shit.
yeah. That was fun.
Yeah,
that was so much fun.
Who were the extra characters? There was Luigi, Captain Falcon,
Ness,
There's one more.
Peach.
Was it Peach? I don't know if it was Peach. It was someone else. But heck yeah. Now you can just like get like 50 fucking characters.
Yeah. Like a ridiculous amount of characters and just...
but you know, I fucking love it. You can get every character you can ever have had on Super Smash Bros. On the newest one.
Yeah.
You know? And that's great. Plus
the weird one
and
was,
then some.
Yeah. The weird one I always thought was like when they introduced Snake, and I was like, how the fuck are they going to have this guy play out?
I think it's hilarious is that moment when he's just like crawling in a box.
Yeah.
Whenever I play Snake, I'm just like, spam the rocket launcher.
It's like, it's a guided missile.
It's a guided missile. I'm going to hit you. And it does so much damage. It's like 20% damage.
Yeah. And I think like every player that's played it since the beginning is like, Samus is too OP still.
Samus or the other Samus.
Dark Samus?
No. There's Samus and then there's the one where she's not in her suit.
Oh, Samus Aran? Jesus.
I don't know what it's called. But I kill at the Samus that's not in her suit.
Okay.
She's got the gun. She's got the jumps.
Yeah, she's ridiculous. Like, she's ridiculously mobile. Which makes her OP.
Yeah.
And like two of her heavy attacks are ridiculously OP. Like, her being that mobile with two like fucking OP attacks, ridiculous.
Yeah, agreed. But it's great.
Yeah. Fair enough. One of the ones I was surprised by was what do you call it? Fucking Cloud. Cloud was OP.
Cloud is pretty good.
Yeah, Cloud was ridiculous in his attacks. Like his even his normal attacks were like heavy damage. Like for, I mean, yeah, his character was a bit sluggish, but like even his normal attacks seemed like heavy attacks. And then once you could go from like normal attacks into heavy attacks, and then once his heavy attacks happened, you could like pretty much finish at that point.
Yep.
If you could combo well enough.
Sure. You have any other games?
Damn. I do. The Marvel vs. Capcom series. That was a great series.
I've only ever played that in an actual arcade.
Really? You only played the original? Like, did you? Okay, so there was two versions of it. There was the Marvel vs. Capcom, and then there was the Capcom vs. Marvel.
I wouldn't be able to tell you if I knew the difference.
So, Capcom versus Marvel. Well, no, it was X-Men versus Capcom, and then there was Capcom versus Marvel. So one of them only had an X-Men character versus versus Marvel.
I think I've only ever played the one with X-Men.
Yeah, that one was I think that one was a limited release, whereas the Capcom versus Marvel one was a lot of the Capcom characters versus, obviously Marvel characters.
Like Captain America. Iron
Yeah,
Man,
it had more than just
the Hulk. Wolverine was always in them, both of them, right?
Yeah, Wolverine was always major part of both of them. But then again, you got like really niche characters, like the fucking chick with the little robots. She was like super OP in the very beginning because a lot of people didn't pick her because it was like, this little Lego fuck. I was like, what the hell's going on? And, and then it just like literally like obliterated you.
Sure.
But she was crazy. I still don't understand who the fuck she is. But she had one of the most ridiculous what do you call it? Supers in the game. Like all of her supers were ridiculous because she either had like the little Lego type man that just fucking exploded into a giant character and just like did one super power attack to you, or she had like the million Lego Man March where they just literally just fucking ran over you and did like 1,000,000 damage to you and left you completely vulnerable.
I have no clue who you're talking about.
Or she had the fucking drill where like literally she turned her character into a drill and just fucking bam, just like racked up all the damage on you and did a super attack right at the end. And I was like, the fuck is this bitch?
Crazy.
But yeah, she was an OP character from the beginning, and then she continued her OP-ness all the way into like Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I completely forget her name, but she's crazy.
Yeah, I have no clue who you're talking about, but yeah, that sounds OP. Case people on the other side don't understand what OP means. It means overpowered.
Yeah.
That seems very simple enough.
Yeah.
So, my last game that I have, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
The one... Okay.
And, it's got those, like, mini games after the game.
Yeah.
And I've replayed so many of those mini games over and over again. Like, one of my favorites is where you're crawling through a field trying to snipe people.
Yeah.
That's a great fucking level.
Yeah.
Because...
The one in the snow?
Because it's always so hard. That one, or the one it's during, like, fall time, and there's, like, all those broken down vehicles around.
The one where you start at, like, kind of like in a divot, and then you come up on the hill, and then you go down the hill?
So, I feel like that's the snow one.
No, that's not the snow one. That's like literally like grassy type terrain.
So the grassy type terrain, you go forward, and you're usually playing with I think this one's like specifically co-op.
Yeah.
Where you have to like shoot people at the same time.
Yeah.
And then you go across. And
yeah, there's definitely like 4 or 5 moments when you like before you start descending the hill.
But like those have always been like my favorite levels ever in games.
Is the co-op part?
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's a point where you have to like crawl across like a grassy field, and then there's broken down vehicles everywhere.
I remember this.
And then there's like 1 to the right, 2 to the left, and it's like, I got this guy. You shoot him. You shoot those guys. We're doing good. And then at the end there's the house, and then all of a sudden like everyone swarms you. It's just that's just a fucking great level. But like the snow one too, where you have to like at the very end you have to like go down the hill, and ride that shit all the way down, and jump across the ravine. Both those levels are fucking great, and those are both on Modern Warfare 2.
So, I think we played one of those levels together where like I literally like I was like, hey, you know what's easy about this level? Like you're like, what? I was like, let's just run through it, gunning everybody down. And you were like, that's not how you play this part.
This is very much a this is very much a silencer game. Like,
Yeah.
you kill people slowly,
Yeah.
and you go across, but like, you can play that level that way.
But one of the levels I was like, you know what you can do really easily? You're like, what? I was like, watch this. And I literally just alerted everybody. And then once everybody came, I was like, all right, this is easy because they all come from this direction. This is easy because they all come from this direction. It's like back and forth all the way down the hill. But you can complete that level the fastest way. Almost with it, like if you do it to like, I've played with people to where like there's a point where like you could alert them by firing a shot, but you could never be seen, literally by like pre-firing every corner that they come out of, and like you never get seen, but there's only one alert at the end because you've only alerted them once, and then you just go all the way down the hill with one alert, and like, I got one alert, but I killed everybody. And nobody ever saw me, so technically, I'm an S class.
Idiotic.
It's a pretty dumb way to win that level, but it's like I can get everybody quickly.
That's the snow level, right? That you're talking about?
Huh?
The snow level?
No, that one's one of the forest levels. Because you can like, well, to be honest. You got to be able. You have to know where they're coming out from, like, because you're gonna be behind the brush in some of these firefights.
Yeah.
And you're like, obviously the AI is gonna know where you are, so you got to pre-fire, knowing exactly where it is behind brush, where they're gonna spawn from.
Interesting.
Yeah. So technically, you're not visible. So, but they're gonna fire because they're AI. They already know where you are.
Yeah.
But you're going to be able to pre-fire them to get them to clip them first.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a funny thing about that part of the game. Like I taught my cousin, like my nephew, like my cousins and some of my nephews how to do that level to the point where we could just literally like go through, like run through the whole level and like try to like clip some of their spawn points, because once they start spawning, they don't stop spawning. So you got to be able to run through it and clip people as they're spawning, and behind you as they're spawning as well. It's like, okay, so you clip the front, I clip the back, and they're like, okay, we'll just run through the entire level this way, and just like, and it's kind of fun because you like, obviously once you clip like one group, you have like 2 or 3 seconds to move to the next loading area, and then you just keep doing that all the way down, and it's like, it's just fun, a fun way of learning how to like how the entire clipping happens.
Do you have any more games?
Not really. No,
Not really?
I don't think
Okay.
I have. I don't have any.
So we're going to the last subject, which is music. I have a lot of music that I have on replay. That I've had on replay.
Okay.
I'm only gonna mention 4.
Okay.
First one I'm gonna mention is "Joy" by Against Me. Great fucking song. Song holds a lot of value. It's like 1.5 minutes long, but I've listened to this song on repeat for like days.
Okay.
It's a song that just hits you somewhere deep, you know?
Yeah.
Which most of these songs actually do, that I put on repeat.
Joy by who?
Against Me.
Against Me.
It's
Okay.
it's off of their I know the album name. I just can't remember it.
No, that's good.
Makes no sense.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's one of the most underrated songs by Against Me. To be honest. But is one of their best songs.
I thought it was a Beatles song, to be honest. Just from the name.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. What do you got?
Shit. I got Metallica in general.
Just.
I mean, most of the stuff, like, I can't say enough, like, anything after Death Magnet.
Death
like,
Magnetic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Death Magnetic was one of my favorite albums by Metallica.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I thought it was a very well. No. Many people don't like that album.
Yeah. A lot of people, like, it was very controversial. Either people really loved it or they really hated it, which is weird.
I really thought it was a well put together album.
Yeah.
The album was really well made.
But yeah, anything before Death Magnetic, I could co-sign almost, like, I can endorse almost every song beforehand. Before that, as just, like, kind of like gospel. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like almost like a lot of their songs beforehand were just like, before that album was like, to me, because I heard it so many times, it was kind of like gospel. It was almost not worth mentioning. But now that they came out with so many things that are controversial, it's like, it's worth mentioning.
Sure.
Yeah.
Another song that I've had on repeat plenty of times, actually, is Feeling Whitney by Post Malone.
I don't think I've heard it. I might need to hear this afterwards.
Such a great song. I'm pretty sure I've had this song on repeat for a couple days while I worked at Sodexo with you.
Okay.
And it just hits different. It really does. From most of what Post Malone... Because Post Malone, you think of him as like, oh, sad boy music. Yes. This is definitely much a sad boy song. But in a very different light.
So it wasn't Dora?
Dora? No.
He was like, come on, Vominos.
Come on, Vominos. Everybody, let's go. Come on, let's get to it.
I know it.
I've definitely sung that shit at work. Everyone hated
hilarious.
it. Everyone hated it.
It was hilarious.
It was hilarious, though. But yeah, Feeling Whitney, Post Malone. As I said, I'm only mentioning 4 songs on this. Plenty more.
So definitely not Dora.
There's plenty more other than what I'm mentioning that I've had on repeat plenty of times.
Yeah.
What else do you have?
Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
Just as a band. Before, up until Backcountry, because I stopped listening after that.
Backcountry. So that also includes that one that very much sounds like Nightmare Before Christmas.
Reminiscence, Chapter 4, and Avenged Sevenfold. Waking the Fallen. So those are the 4 albums that I know of before Backcountry.
No, yeah. I was never the biggest fan of Avenged Sevenfold, but I did like a lot of the music.
Okay.
Nothing I don't think I've ever put on repeat.
Well, you gotta understand, this is like way before like a lot of internet stuff where streaming things were like common, because you literally had to like go down and like kind of pirate music.
You're old.
Before, yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, beforehand, like you had to pirate music to get it on, and then burn it to a CD, and then make tracks out of it. So there's not a lot of music you would do that for, but the music you would do it for obviously meant something to you.
Mm-hmm.
Those 4 albums, I could pick some songs from them. A lot of those were really good.
Yeah. Okay.
Just reminds me of like, hey, check out my Kazaa, my LimeWire. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's like, God damn it! It's like, why are you bringing this up right now? It's like, come on, man, Kazaa, really?
So I mentioned 2 songs. I have 2 more songs left.
Yeah.
Passing Days by Elway. They're a band from Colorado. Passing
I thought
Days.
you were talking about John Elway.
No, the band's just called Elway.
Okay.
Elway. Elway. And for their album,
This Is the Way.
what the fuck was that
Sitting.
album's name? But they have a song called Passing Days, which is, you know what? There's a different song by them that isn't on a specific album that I've listened to way more than Passing Days, which is called Chill Switch Engage, which I'm changing this song to.
Okay.
Chill Switch Engage. Something just hit me and it got me, and I was just like, oh, I'm a romantic, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Chill Switch Engage by Elway. So from a memory of listening to this song, I was working on a guitar that I was building, and I was in Cameron, just like sanding everything down. I was like, I wanted to make this guitar my own, so I was gonna sand it down and repaint it and do
refinish it.
Yeah. And I was sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear this. I was like, holy shit, there's a fucking rattlesnake right there. Couldn't have a rattlesnake around my house. So I was like, gotta kill this motherfucker. Did that. And that's not what I remember most about the song. But that is a memory from this song.
Okay.
Random. Yeah. But also, Passing Days, great song by Elway. It was along with Chill Switch Engage. Your turn.
Okay. Shit. One of the most underrated artists I've ever known is Nappy Roots.
Can't say if I've heard of them.
Yeah. It's great, I'd say like southern country rap, I guess.
Okay. Did you show this to me and Taman that one time?
Yeah. This was a while ago. Like, they do a really common one, which is Good Days, and then Anna, and then Watermelon Grits, and then Fish Fry. They do a lot of really like great songs that just slap, even nowadays.
Yeah.
But like the I think the one they still play on like a lot of streaming sites is Good Days. It's like, gonna have a good day. But it's great. It's one of those things that's like, it's like, hey, we all go through some shit, have some good times. It's like, have some good times along the way.
Hell yeah.
That's one of the artists. Like, I don't have songs. I have like artists that they come down.
Tell me again what the artist's name is again.
Nappy Roots.
Nappy Roots. How would you spell that?
Nappy Roots.
Okay. I would have gone with Roots like Routs.
Like a root? Like a root number? I'm just kidding.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I would go that way. Makes no sense. So, Pup is a great fucking band. But their most watched music video that I've ever seen is called Dark Days. And it's about touring, which I understand. But it's also about winter and friendship. Cheesy, I know. But it's just a fucking good song.
Yeah.
It's like, we've had some dark days. We're in the thick of it now. And that, like, just watching this whole thing, like, just makes me hopeful for myself. Just a fucking great song.
Nice.
I've had it on repeat as well. Obviously, everything we've talked about tonight is like, oh, have you seen it more than once? Hell yes, we have.
Multiple times.
This is something we've seen multiple times. But
Yeah.
I've also seen many more things multiple times.
Yeah.
But these are just a few I'm talking
That
about.
stand out. Literally this.
We're more than likely going to have this subject up again.
Yeah, because replay value is amazing.
And hell yeah. So I believe we're getting to the... unless you have anything else on that.
I don't have anything else on music.
So we're getting to the nightcap, which
Yeah.
we're bringing back up again. Because nightcap makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the ending.
I don't have anything for nightcap. I finished the 2 beers I had.
I finished 2 beers I had. Holy shit, we're getting old. We're only drinking 2 beers.
Nah, we had a lot before.
We've had a few before.
We had a few before this.
To be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
Oh my god, Leonard Kenny is awesome.
I agree. I'm excited. I'm excited for the next season to come out.
Bro, I heard that there was like a whole new season coming out.
There's a whole new season coming out.
Yeah.
I'm excited. But yeah, what was your favorite drink of the night?
The shot of Fireball.
The shot. Oh, fuck you. We did have a shot of Fireball before we came back from downtown.
Hilarious. No, like the weird thing was normally I feel some type of way about like taking a shot, but like this shot, like I've been drinking so much whiskey and like scotch during this.
Fireball is candy.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's literally just a shot of candy. Like I've been drinking so much scotch and whiskey, like in the in between shots. I was like, wow, that really just tasted like a shot of syrup.
So a little while ago, I had a game night, which Darren was a part of, and he brought his scotch. Everyone at the very beginning was like, "Oh, this tastes like gasoline." I'm like, "You don't drink scotch much," which is fine. Which is fine. Like, I give them whole like info about like drinking scotch. Like, smell it until you can
Stop smelling like alcohol.
Until you can smell past the alcohol.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, maybe I can do that. They did that, and then they drink some. Not the point. But having I drink alcohol straight regularly. Do I have a problem? It's something I gotta like not part of the podcast problems. But yeah, fucking Fireball tastes like candy.
It did. It really does. Like literally, the only thing it tasted to me like it tasted like a shot of syrup with some cinnamon in it, and I was like, why does that not taste like alcohol at all?
But you know, I've had a good time.
Yeah, I've had a good
this
time.
evening. I think my favorite drink of the night was Lost Highway.
Yeah,
my favorite beer.
The Double Black
IPA.
Nice.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Always has been.
To be honest, other local brewery, Wonderlust, I prefer the Pan Am over that.
We're not going to get into this.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
It's like, you have your opinion. You have your opinion.
I have my opinion. You have yours.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Yeah. Especially the Nitro Pan Am. Oh god. Like chocolate milk.
But the Nitro Lost Highway. You kidding me?
The Nitro Lost Highway is good, but like that's only when there's no Nitro Pan Am.
No, okay.
Delicious.
We're gonna argue about this later.
We probably will. But like, delicious.
But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed our episode. They are getting longer.
A little bit.
From that first one.
Yeah.
Only because I feel like we are more competent in what we're saying.
Yeah. At the same time, stick around. Hopefully we're going to be doing some traveling. Might come to you with some new people.
That too, yeah.
Yeah.
That probably won't be till the next year though,
Yeah, that might not be till the next year.
where you'll hear about it.
Yeah.
But stay tuned. Let us know if we miss anything on everything, and we probably have missed a lot of things on things you listen to on replay.
Yeah. Give us
Repeat.
some suggestions.
Let us know what you have seen multiple times and still enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification, hit the bell, whatever the fuck every other YouTuber says.
Yeah.
Um,
Do all that good stuff.
do all the things. If you don't, I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
We're probably gonna still do this.
I'm not.
We're just having fun.
We're not stopping.
Yeah.
Have a great night,
Yeah.
or morning, or whenever you listen to this.
Yeah. Good luck. Good morning to you.
Good fortunes.
I don't know if that's a thing. Just kidding.